Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. In today's episode, it's been brought to my attention that my fans don't watch my videos. And, no, the funny thing is that I guess at the end of the day, if they want to watch my videos, they very well can. I'm not trying to force nobody to watch my videos. I'm not trying to push my videos down people's throats. At the end of the day, if they subscribe to my channel for one video, I'm cool with that. That's one thing that I've learned throughout content creating is that people, because I'm like that, and it's like I just see it with myself where I will subscribe to a person or follow a person, like even if we're just talking on other social media platforms, and it will have to be something where I'm thinking along the lines like, dang, it's been a fat minute since I have seen one of their videos. Let me see what they're up to. I get comments like that all the time where people are like, oh, I subscribe. Or even if they're not commenting it, it shows with the, because YouTube has that feature where you can see how long a person has been subscribed to you with some accounts, not all accounts. But no, yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, I'm grateful, for the amount of views that I've gotten over the years, for the amount of subscribers that I've gotten over the years. It's better than where I was at like some years back where I didn't have the numbers that I have now. But the one thing that I would like to ask, now that that's been discussed, who goes out of their way to watch a TMossBoss hate video? Like, that's what I would like to know. I feel like that if people are watching those videos for research purposes, that's one thing. I don't think nobody eats their, early morning breakfast, middle of the day lunch, late night dinner, midnight snack. They're not watching because my thing is this: you have 24 hours in a day, right? You have 24 hours. Some of those hours you're asleep, all right? But you wake up, whether you have a 9 to 5 or whether you go to school, whether it's middle school, high school, or college, still, like, that's one thing that's occupying your mind. Then you come home and there's you have this freedom. Like, let's just say you're a kid, right? Let's just name off all the different examples. You're a kid coming home from school. You got video games. You have your friend groups that you can be hanging out with. There's all these different things that you can do. Do you think you're going to like, oh, I'm not going to hang out with my friends. I'm not going to talk to that girl that I like. Or if you are a girl, I'm not going to talk to that guy I like, or whatever, flows your boat and stuff. But overall, though, you ain't going to talk to your crush. You ain't going to hang out with your family. You ain't going to hang out with your friends, whether it's IRL or in a video game. No, you want to sit down and watch a TMossBoss hate video. And you want that to occupy the rest of your night, pretty much. I find that hard to believe. That's one of those things where it's all like, how sad is your life to where you are sitting around doing some stuff like that? Like, that's one of those things where it's like, you have to just go out and about, get a breath of fresh air, and just see how day-to-day lives are being lived. But I guarantee and I promise you, none of those people, that was just the school example. Let's go, a little bit further down the line of life and stuff. You're now an adult. You go get you a job, whether it's working for some high-end job or a low-end job, whatever the case is, but you're getting decent money. Even if you're not getting decent money still, but let's just say you are getting decent money, right? You get, it's payday, let's just say, today is payday. You get paid. You could go any and everywhere that you want to go. Let's say you get paid enough to where you could go take you a trip. Let's say you get paid enough to where you want to go get yourself your first pair of Jordans, or your 10th pair of Jordans, or your 100th pair of Jordans. I know that's what I was doing. But anyways, there's so many different things that you could be doing after work. You could be, I guess, like if you're over the age of 21, you could be going getting you some drinks with the friends. There's so many different things because with your adult life, it's like there's so many different areas that you can explore. Do you think you're gonna go home directly from work just to sit down and watch a TMossBoss hate video? Again, your life is sad if you're doing that. And I know there's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna justify that. There ain't no justification for it. You cannot justify that. That's just sad, and that's the thing where I'm like the only people again that I know that would go out of their way and watch a TMossBoss hate video if they're curious to see, like, if I bring it up, because I know that there were customers at my job where they would, or at my old job I should say, but they would ask me what do I have planned for the weekend, and I told them I'm well, at the time I wasn't really streaming and wasn't really into TikTok, so I was just calling myself a YouTuber. So I was telling them that I'm a YouTuber, and they would be curious to see my videos and stuff. So I tell them my name, they come back. I'll never forget this one customer, cool dude by the way, but I remember he comes in and he was like, yeah, I seen some of your videos, and then I seen some of the videos that was being made about you. This man was, I didn't even really have that much of a chance to speak or to add my opinion to it. This man busted out and started laughing, talking about the videos that he was watching about me, and I'm like, and I couldn't help but laugh too, because I'm like, man, you get to thinking about it, and it's like, dang, it is kind of funny that a grown man got that upset with me to where he had to spend weeks making a video about me. And I'm like, I just didn't, I don't think that should, be, but, and this was at a time, like, cause this was from when I was working at this job in Seattle, it was from 2016 to 2020. So it was like at the height of all the drama and all that stuff. And yeah, these guys, they were seeing everything that was being said about me. And that was the thing. They always would come back, laugh about it, go on about their business. But it was like, that was one thing about it. And I think that's, what I had started experiencing myself, is that people like to lie. People like to fabricate stories. And I think that's why a lot of the times, like, because a lot of the people that I was telling this to, that I was a YouTuber at the time, they were a lot older than me. So they were a little bit more mature. So they can see that it's like, yeah, these guys, they're just trying to, add a stain to this kid's career and stuff. Like, we ain't falling for that, and then as I get to the age that they were back then, the age that I am now, and I'm like, they were lying on me. They were trying to add a stain to my name and all this other stuff. Because the funny thing is that you can ask a lot of the people that have this hatred for me and stuff, well, why do you hate TMossBoss? What has he done to you personally? A lot of them can't even come up with something on, like, oh, well, he did this, he did that. Because it's like, even the AI hater, or even his adult friend that just for some reason, it's like, we don't hear nothing of this guy, but we see him talking to a lot of kids, one of the pedophile haters, because there's like different variants of like haters that comes from this community. You got the AI hater, you got the pedophile hater, you got the racist haters, you got the racist pedophile haters, then you got the critics, the critic haters. I'm trying to think of some other variants of hate. Yeah, you got a lot of different haters that came from this community and stuff. The racist pedophile community, but there's different branches and stuff. It's kind of like the military and things. But no, you can ask each of them, like, well, what has TMossBoss done to you personally? And they just gonna be saying some stuff that they heard from a video, but they ain't gonna be able to come up with something like, oh, well, he did this to me, he did that to me. Because yeah, you ask any of them, what have I done to you personally? The only people I think that would be affected are the ones that were like, they were making videos like the fake suicidal girl, or the racist pedophile, his editor Joshua and stuff. Them the only two that could say that I've done something. But then it's like, when you look at the backstory, or you kind of do like a deep dive on that situation, then it's like, well, yeah, stuff was like kind of self-inflicted on them. Like, it wasn't one of those things where it's like it's TMossBoss's fault. And that's something that it's like, I have heard. Like, and the thing is this too. The amount of people that have watched the content surrounding me, especially now where the racist pedophile, like he's kind of, I wouldn't say that he has a spotlight on him right now, but it's one of those things where, people went at the time being when he did have a spotlight on him. And then I came out and told my side of things, and people were curious to hear, they'd seen the same videos that we all seen. And my question is these are people that I didn't even know. Like, I'm trying to, K-Huck, for an example. She's somebody before this whole situation. I didn't know her. She didn't know me. Maybe she did see the videos on me a long time ago. Maybe she didn't. But at some point in time, she did. She interviewed me. It was one of those things where it was even like we were, you know, we couldn't really call each other friends. Like it was almost immediate where it was like, hey, do you want to do this interview? Yeah, sure. I can, and the interview is still up. If you guys want to go check out the interview, yeah, you can very well go watch it and stuff. Like that was our first time release, because I don't think we talked before that. No, I don't think we did. Like we kind of DM'd each other just to schedule the interview and stuff. But other than that, it was like, no, we didn't have like no association with each other. So that's even more so a reason why I believe that the videos that were made about me, it was just done to, you know, like out of hatred. It wasn't done for no criticism. It wasn't done for any of that. Like it was done out of just pure hatred. So, but getting back to, you know, watching these videos and stuff. Yeah, like I said, you know, if you're an adult and you are, yeah, coming home from work, and that's the thing too, where it's like I'm over here talking on the life of an adult that's like a single person, ain't got no kids, ain't in no relationship. Now at that, you got kids, you're in a relationship, whether you're just in a relationship, or you're married. Are you really gonna put your family aside just so you can watch a TMossBoss hate video? Once again, your life is sad if you have to do that. But that's the thing. It's like, who's doing that, though? I don't know. That's one thing about it. I don't know nobody. And I'm trying to think of any of the customers at my old job, if they had kids and I told them that I was a YouTuber. Yeah, no, I don't even think they even went and checked out my channel and stuff. And that's the thing. That's okay. I'm not mad at them about it. They got kids, they got family, they got a whole life. And that's the thing too, where I feel like a lot of people, they have this entitlement with content creating where they want people, if we could just sit down and just talk on that real quick, people have this entitlement with content creating where they're almost forcing people to watch their videos, you know, and I've seen people like that throughout the 16 years. I honestly can write a book about content creation, because I've seen where people, they will message you, they will spam your comments, they will join your streams, they will do any and everything that they possibly can to force their content down your throats. And it's like, if I want to watch your content, I will. If I don't, fam, don't be mad about it, you know. But that's one thing that I've learned over the years as being a content creator. People are going to watch your videos. People are going to watch your streams. People are going to listen to your music. People are going to listen to your podcast episodes, watch your TikToks, watch your Instagram videos. What else? You know, there's a lot of different content that you're going to get yourselves into, and people are going to watch it. But then there are going to be people, millions of people, that are not even going to know about your content. What do you have to say for those people? Because there's millions of people that doesn't even know that I exist. I'm not mad about it. I don't feel a certain way about it. That's just what the internet business is. People are going to know you and people are not going to know you. So if that's something that has to be explained to you, then it's like you don't know nothing about content creation. And it's funny how like it's people where you could just look at their channel and see they don't know nothing about content creating, and they're trying to make me feel a certain way about content creating. How is that? How can one that doesn't know nothing about content creating? Because if so, please explain. What do you know about content creation? What could you say? Like, let's say you're writing a book about content creation. How would that book turn out? What would you possibly write about? Because fam, there is literally phases of I'm not even lying, and I'm not trying to like, you know, gas myself up, toot my horn, whatever you want to call it. I can write multiple books about content creation, whether it's streaming, whether it's short videos, whether it's long videos. Like, give me a topic with content creation where it could be like editing. Fam, I can write a whole book about editing. I can write a whole book about reaction videos. I can write a whole book about gaming videos. Honestly, I might even do that, put it to the test, where either podcast episodes, do a series of podcast episodes exploring different areas. But it's like, you can't approach me and make it seem like that I don't know how to go about content creating, where it's like, well, what are you doing for yourself when it comes to content creating? Because if you're sitting around, if that's your main line of work is making a hate video on me, who's going to watch that? If people already don't watch my videos, then why would you think somebody's going to sit down and watch a TMossBoss hate video? But you still go out of your way to make a TMossBoss hate video. But then you try to say, oh, I'm just criticizing you. How? What is there to criticize? If nobody is watching my videos, then what is there to criticize? You're not even watching my videos. That's the funny thing about when they say things like that, they don't really do a deep dive into what they're saying. They just say it because, oh, I either heard somebody say it or it sounds smart. Fam, if you're going to make videos about me, if you're going to do this quote unquote criticizing on my videos and stuff, then it's like, fam, have it where it's watchable. But that's the thing. Nobody is, if people are not watching TMossBoss videos, people are not watching TMossBoss hate videos. So you're doing those videos for no reason. Now, like, that's one thing that I told, because I had to say this year, I've seen clips of TMossBoss hate videos, but I'm not gonna sit down and fully watch a TMossBoss hate video. It's a waste of time. I'm like, ain't nobody gonna watch that. That's coming from a person that's a fan of content creation, because that is one thing about me with content creating, is that besides being a content creator, like, I do like going back to the good old days where I was just sitting down just watching YouTube videos. Like, I ain't have no reason of watching a YouTube video. I just watched a YouTube video just to watch a YouTube video. I've never been curious, but that's just how it is with like hate videos and stuff. Nobody, maybe at one point in time, hate videos was a thing, and maybe if this would have been some years ago, yeah, a lot of the TMossBoss hate videos probably would have been successful. But we're in a day and age where we got people making, like, I mean, honestly, hold on for a second. Let's just open up YouTube real quick and see some of the videos that I didn't. Okay, so now let's open up a different tab, because I was posting some videos and stuff. But okay, so Lil Yachty, the group that he's a part of, Concrete Boys, they just posted a song. What else? Entertainment Tonight, they just posted I think it's supposed to be a clip or something from a movie. I don't know, but there's this one guy, he does these shooting videos where he just be shooting random objects. I'm seeing a clip for Senna and the content, her friend Bonnie. What else? Dave Chappelle. Like, if we could just sit down and talk on that. Somebody that is a fan of Dave, because I feel like if I say there's a toss-up between the TMossBoss hate video and a Dave Chappelle video, what are you going to watch? Now, most of my haters would be like, oh, well, I don't know about Dave Chappelle, so I think I will watch a TMossBoss hate video. Yeah, no. There's nobody that's going to put Dave Chappelle over a TMossBoss hate video. No, they're not going to put TMossBoss hate video over a Dave Chappelle video. That's a no can do. So a lot of people, if you are a fan of Dave Chappelle, you're gonna watch Dave Chappelle videos. Let's just see what else. But yeah, I mean, there's gaming, there's music. What else? Like, there's trailers. I mean, there's clips of content creators. There's so much different content that's being uploaded onto YouTube. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, nobody is not going to go out of their way and be like, oh, let me find a random hate video about a guy where nobody doesn't really know this guy, but people still do hate videos on him. Does that make any sense? It didn't even saying it didn't even sound like it made sense. So yeah, that's why I'm like, people, it's one of those things where I guess if somebody were to ask me in this day and age, am I worried about a hate video being uploaded about me? Because I know my biggest hater, aka the racist pedophile, I know he has a video planned about me. I'm not worried about it. At one point in time, I probably would have been like, well, dang, now I gotta prepare for the dislikes. Now I gotta prepare for the hate comments. I'm not feeling like that no more. I'm like, it's one of those things where even though I might have less subscribers than my biggest hater, it's still one of those things where I'm like, I'm definitely more popular than him, because if we look at them views say something completely different. Yeah, if we have like a big bank take little bank when it comes down to views, ain't no way, bruh. I'm like, I'm almost at a point where I'm like, pretty much I have, yeah, because I think, hold on, let me check Social Blade real quick, because I know I am over 200 million. I just don't know where exactly at 205 million. Dang, bro, I'm like 900. Oh, I think that's being calculated from yesterday. I think sometimes Social Blade, they get to messing up and things, but dang, I'm like, man, it be tripping me out when I see that and stuff. But I did post a voiceover video where it pulled some views and stuff, and it's funny because these were the same videos that they were saying that it wasn't gonna last that long, and I'm like, I think I just had two videos. I had a video last month that reached 1 million views, and then I had a video that I uploaded maybe a few days ago that reached 1 million views. So it's funny to me where it's like, and you would think that a TMossBoss hate video would blow up because of that. You know, it's like you see this guy, he's blowing up off of this line of content, been blown up off of this line of content since 2024. I have yet to see anybody, even the times where I was going out and reacting to the hate videos that was being uploaded about me, I wasn't seeing no comments all like, oh, who is this guy? I feel like, yeah, now that I done said that, there's probably are gonna be some people, they were like, oh, well, let me create some fake accounts and comment, but all like, oh, who is this guy? Oh, now I got trying to make it seem like that, oh, it's new people watching the TMossBoss hate video, fam. Okay, so yeah, outside of you guys, other than that, a normal person, a normal-minded person, they're not going to be going out and about watching the TMossBoss hate video. Yes, a hater, of course, they will. They're going to support that stuff left and right. But a person...
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
A kid that's in school where he has his whole life ahead of him and he don't have no responsibilities. He or she is not going to be watching the TMossBoss hate video. Fast forward, college kid. You are probably in the best possible era of your life. You're not going to be watching the TMossBoss hate video, especially with all the, you hear where college kids, where all the different schoolwork that they have, you ain't even going to have time to watch. Even if you did, you still ain't going to have time to watch TMossBoss hate video. Fast forward, you're now an adult. You got to go find you a 9-to-5. You got to go find you a place to stay. You have to, you're pretty much doing adult things. You're not gonna have time to watch a TMossBoss hate video, and even if you do, you're still not gonna have time to watch a TMossBoss hate video. Fast forward, middle age, thinking about retirement, life insurance, back pains, knee pains, all these different things and stuff. You're not gonna be watching the TMossBoss hate video. All right, you're gonna be thinking about like, dang, it's gonna be some years from now where I'm gonna be having to go to an old folks home. Fast forward from that time, you're now in an old folks home. You're not going to be watching the TMossBoss hate video. There is nobody in this world looking forward to a TMossBoss hate video. Nobody at all. So if you are, it's one of those things, like I said earlier in this episode, you must have a sad life if your main entertainment throughout the day, your biggest highlight of the day is a TMossBoss hate video. That's sad, bro. So, but anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow or subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.